Hi, everyone. My name is Garret Rucinski. I work at City of Refuge. I'm the Director of Engagement. Kathy Jensen invited me here tonight. Thank you. What I like to start with everybody real quick is talking about what's in a surname. My mother, when she was 4, immigrated to the United States from Chile. I grew up with a Spanish-speaking grandmother and didn't realize that that was different. And what I like to do is talk with friends, family, people who may disagree with the term refugee, and bring that up. How many people have ever talked with friends from St. Louis who have a German background and they love sauerkraut and mom used to make? Anybody here? Right? We have that background in our history. And to our representatives and senators, with all respect in that, I say, looking back at the history, right? Representative Onder, if you look there, there's a Dutch background, right? Many of our friends out of St. Louis, there's that German background, there's French, there's a lot of these backgrounds. And so if we can start with saying, who welcomed us? Who welcomed your family? Because there's always been people who hate people from other countries. That's gone on forever. So who welcomed you is how I like to start. And so City of Refuge is a nonpartisan, non-religious nonprofit. It's been around for 15 years, and we have grown. And to our representatives, what I like to say real quick is a little bit of history, right? We're a nation of immigrants. We talk about this, and you've heard this ad nauseum. But what I also like to say is the effects on the local economy. If we want to just break down financially, it's actually $1 billion in spending power that refugees bring to the Missouri economy. If you look at the entire country, it's $218 billion in financial benefit, all right, for our refugee backgrounds. Also, our refugee friends are bringing families, lots and lots of kids, lots of culture, food, faith, activity in that fabric that makes America great. Right? We can all agree on that. And as a nonpartisan organization, we have people from all over the aisle. So what does City of Refuge do real fast? We work for 3 pillars. We serve and empower refugees with care, education, and development. We help over 1,600 refugees a year now. All right? We're across from the downtown library. Yeah, that's you guys, right? That is local. That is Columbia showing up. And in fact, we just crested over, get this, 300 weekly volunteers now at City of Refuge. All right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right? That's up from 80 at the beginning of the year. So Columbia, you are getting involved. And I say to our representatives, those are people from all over the political aisle. Okay, we have people who are coming together to say, hey, this is what makes us great. This is what makes our nation amazing. So with CARE, we have a driving simulator helping over 14 people recently got their driver's license instead of paying an average of $500 a month on Uber to get to work. All right? So that's CARE. How about education? We have a little preschool with kids learning English side by side with local refugees and non-refugees. And then adults in these rooms typing and learning English feverishly so that they can go to college, they can start new jobs, they can start new companies here in our state. Right? So that's education. And then development. We have over 9 local artisans who've recently started as young as a 15-year-old girl from Afghanistan. She is sending money to her family here and back home. These are really, really big. Now, here's the problem, real quick. We were notified in March that the Office of Refugee Resettlement is reimagining a policy, essentially in saying that we are not going to allocate what will eventually be for us 40% of our funding, okay? Now, Columbia has come out in force. As a result of this, we are expecting a shortfall of $500,000 annually. We have 29 staff members. Remember, 300 volunteers a week, 15 interns. We have a very big operation that is growing every year. And so to make up for that, we have 18% of our goal raised of 1,000 people doing $50 a month. We are working with people. I want to thank each and every one of you for donating financially, but I want to tell others to donate financially to keep growing this fabric regardless of whatever administration is there. I also say to our friends, our representatives and senators, come on out and visit. I have my cards here. You can find me online. I gave 100 tours last year. I'll give even more this year. I'll come present at those places. Come out to our events, our big markets, our things. Come and see. Invite your friends. And lastly, here's why. Whether you're religious or not, love your neighbor is a really beautiful sentiment, right? It could be, yeah, right, okay. Mr. Rogers, Jesus, Mohammed, Mr. Rogers, all of these friends invited us to love your neighbor. And that includes, friends, our friends who don't know refugees yet. Invite them out to City of Refuge. Come and see. We'd love to give you a tour. Thank you for helping us love your neighbor.